that the knee portion, or even higher, that is the thigh, is exposed. And then they put down, and they only put it down before entering the gate of the mosque. Because I'm a North Indian, and there such practices are considered as breaking a state of ablution, I'm puzzled as to whether these things are okay or whether the state of ablution is affected. Most of the time I have to stand behind these people along with the congregation whenever they lead Salah as Imam. Well, our question from Noor Hussein, it basically deals with, one, the concept of whether a person who exposes what may be classified as the aura, a part of the aura, does this break a state of ablution? It's the first, really, question we can extract from our writer's thoughts. It does not. If a person made ablution wearing underpants, where the rest of the aura is exposed, or even making wudu, we know Prophet ﷺ used to make wudu whilst making ghusl when he was stark naked. So the issue of being naked or being partially naked, this does not affect the state of ablution. This is the first point to be clear on. So this idea, which is held by those, as you mentioned, from North India, is not correct. Now the second part of the question, the concept of a person making ablution, then folding his longi in such a way that it exposes his thigh, part of his aura, and walks in the streets to the mosque in that way, letting it down only when he has reached the gates of the mosque. Perhaps the idea behind this, because I think they fold it upwards, so it's like a skirt around them, so you'll see the knees and above the knees perhaps sometimes showing. The idea being that they want to keep this longi clean when they're wearing it long, so it maybe hangs and touches the ground or may get dirt as they're walking, right? So they tuck it up to avoid it getting dirty before going into the mosque. I mean, the intention that they have here is a good intention. However, it is forbidden for a Muslim to walk in public exposing his or her aura, the private parts of the body. So for the Muslim who is going to the mosque in South India, they would be advised to keep that longi down below their knees, not exposing what is above their knees, the thighs, which are part of the aura. I should also point out that if the longi hangs below the ankle, then they're also involved in the breach of another Islamic rule concerning dress. That is, that garments for men which are worn should not hang below the ankles. The garment should stop at or above the ankles. Prophet ﷺ said that what hangs below the ankles of men's garments is in the fire. It is something forbidden. So if the case of them folding up the longi is due to the fact that it's so long and dragging on the ground, then it's too long anyway. They should not be wearing it at that length. If they were wearing it at the ankle and above the ankle, then there would be no problem of it picking up any dirt or becoming dirty, etc. At the end of the letter from Noor Hussein, he asked me to send a list of books which I have written. These books, the list can be gotten from the Islamic Information Center, Discover Islam there in Dubai. I mentioned the numbers at the beginning of the program. Or they may be requested by fax to the office, Dar al-Fatah. These books can be, titles, etc., can be sent to you. Now, our third letter is a letter coming from Sharjah also. This is the one here, from Sharjah. No name has been mentioned, just mentions here, Assalamu alaikum. I am a Muslim doctor residing in Dubai. Please kindly give me the solutions for two of my questions. Are we allowed to pray for non-Muslims after their death? If they were our beloved family, friends, colleagues, or patriots, is it accepted by Islam for Muslim militants to indulge in inhuman acts such as hijacking of an aircraft and eventually torturing and killing innocent people in the, brutally, in the aircraft, brutally? Is an act considered a part of holy war? I'm sorry if I'm discussing Islam as for, can I make out the last part here? Frustrating you with my questions. Oh, I see. You know, that in my discussing Islam, I'm frustrating you with my questions. No, you're welcome to ask any questions you like. Please don't feel that there's any frustration on my part. It is our duty here to share with you an understanding of Islam. Any questions you have, it is our duty to pass it on to you. And this is something which the ruler of Sharjah himself, Dr. Sheikh Sultan Al-Qasimi, had instituted this program and instructed me to handle this program to provide this information for the viewers. So please don't hesitate to write in anything you wish. Okay, your first question concerning praying for non-Muslims after their death. This is forbidden. Forbidden across the board. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was forbidden to pray for his own mother, who he wished to pray for, but she died in a state of disbelief. Allah forbade him from praying for her. And Allah states it in the Quran, also a verse in which he said that it is not permissible for you to pray for anyone who you know has died in a state of disbelief. This is, there is no ifs, ands, and buts about this. Whether they're family, friends, whether they're actually relatives, you know, colleagues, or patriots. You know, a person, a patriot meaning a person who has done something for the country. They're non-Muslim, they've died, can you pray for them? No. From Islamic perspective, no. They've died in a state of disbelief, your prayers are useless. If they've died in a state of disbelief, they're going to hell. That's the bottom line. I mean, as far as we can judge, that is the case. And we only pray for those while they're living. We can pray for their guidance. You know, if they're on their deathbed, we can approach them, try to ask them to, you know, recognize the oneness of Allah, you know, pray and ask Allah to guide them whilst they're living. But once they reach that point of death, once death comes, then our relationship with them with regard to prayer ends. The second question is concerning what we may call terrorist acts by quote-unquote Muslim militants, you know, who are involved in hijacking airplanes and torturing and killing people. This is forbidden in Islam. The torture and the killing of innocents is forbidden in Islam. Bombings, you know, the slitting of throats of babies and women and things like this is all forbidden in Islam. Islam does not support terrorism in any shape or form. Islam is opposed to it. Prophet ﷺ gave specific rules for those engaged in conflict, in military conflict. You know, where it becomes a necessity and the Muslims are obliged to fight to defend their countries, you know, or to keep the borders of Islam safe from non-Muslim forces that are encroaching, etc. You know, where Muslims are enjoined to fight. This fight is not a free-for-all where a person can do anything they want to do. No, they must follow strict guidelines which forbid them from killing innocents, women, children, old people, destruction of places of worship, the mosques and the synagogues, etc. You know, Islam is quite clear on the issue that where you're involved in a military conflict, this should be between military forces. So the practice of hijacking, you know, bombings, etc., are not acceptable Islamically. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us in this segment of our program, In the Light of Islam, in which we have tried to answer as many of your questions as we could. We still have a number of letters remaining. we will answer them in subsequent programs. And I know some of you maybe have written in and you're expecting an answer in the next program. Well, unfortunately, it's not like that because these programs are not live. They're taped ahead. And so letters pile up for a while and we do programs, and we pile up some more letters and we do programs. So, please don't be discouraged. Whatever questions do come in, we will answer for you. With that, dear viewers, I'd like to thank you for being with us and hope that you continue to follow our program in the light of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.